Hello and welcome to the morning show team of with experts. Very good morning to all of you present, all the viewers, and Bharat Ramaraj Bodia Majumdar joining us to discuss a massive milestone yesterday. Indian Asian cricket, world cricket got yes in IPL. Delhi Capitals got their victory that will help them to move forward in this tournament. But a more important match on perspective of the cricket as a sport. Nepal got their first qualification to Asia Cup, and the crowd support and the fans was massive, and it was all celebrations in Nepal, and we will discuss that at a stretch. Bharat Ramaraj Goryada, Bharat, you have written the piece, and that has attracted so much traction, and that shows the attention towards Nepal cricket right now. I'll come to that, but Goryada, before that, yes, it was a massive achievement for Nepal cricket, but how important will this achievement be for cricket as a sport? Whether you are on mute, can't hear you. I think there is some issue. So, Bharat, why don't you take that question?
Yeah, see, Nepal, cricket in Nepal, it's been growing for the last 24, 25 years. You go back to, say, even when Bob Simpson worked with Nepal cricket, the junior cricket, in 1999, November 25th, I think Sports Star had written that cricket in Nepal is growing rapidly and it's the team to watch out for. And but there was a problem in Nepal cricket that is they don't didn't seem to have that belief for long. So, in a sense, for example, if the opposition would score 250, Nepal would be something like 150 for two, and then they would collapse 180 all around. This was happening for long. Yes, there was passion among fans. There's always passion, but the cricket team wasn't really giving them a lot of what can you say? They were not giving them a lot of joy because they were collapsing a lot. Somewhere last year, the mindset has changed. They won 11 out of 12 matches in CWC League 2 and then went on to progress qualifiers, 50 World Cup, 50 over World Cup qualifiers, and now this Asia Cup thing. So a lot of it has to, lot of credit has to go to Monty Desai somewhere because they were really struggling before he took over as the coach, and the players have also responded. Obviously, passion is always there. You can even go back 10 years, 15 years back. You would see people, fans climbing up on trees and watching matches, climbing up on rooftops. It's like how cricket was in India perhaps some 30 years ago, whatever, when people were climbing up on trees and all, and roofs and all, and watching. That kind of passion that is there in Nepal and present, and hopefully they will continue to progress.
Exactly. And Purana, coming back to that question, how important for cricket as a whole is these small countries, small associate nations coming up and getting some achievement. And, defeating UAE for Nepal was not easy because UAE has already played 250 overs World Cup. They have that monetary strength. How big it was.
The question is actually a good one. That what is the larger cricketing story? And I think that is actually the real important question. I mean, I can tell you that cricket is very close to making it to LA. It's wanting to become an Olympic sport, and if you see over the last 10 years, which is a new market, there has not been a relatively new market. I mean, the Indian market with the IPL has sort of seen consolidation. But which is a new market? West Indies has gone down. Sri Lanka has gone down. I mean, these markets have relatively sort of, been weakened over the last few years. Even Bangladesh, in that sense, has plateaued. There is interest, but it has plateaued. So cricket needed a new market. I had done a show on the 29th of September in 2021, 2 years back, with Paras Khadka, with a number of others from Nepal. And at that point in time, I was told that even for a women's game, a first class women's game, the stadium is full. And I was told that 40% of the crowd was women. And I was like, what do you mean? First class game, not even a national team game, not even a top flight game, and you're saying first class game stadium is full? And Paras told me yes. Yes, because that is the kind of passion that Bharat's alluding to and you are seeing on your screen. And that's what makes it a virgin market, a huge market for the ICC to tap into, and that's what world cricket needs going forward. So from the economic standpoint, from the consumer economy standpoint, from the consumption standpoint, the Nepal story is brilliant, and I urge everyone, look at our coverage of Nepal yesterday, the article by Bharat, in fact two articles by Bharat. One was based on his interview, extensive interview with Monty Desai. Fabulous. What a great story. The other one, which was a follow up piece based on yesterday, and then Shubhan's piece on what the T20, the Nepal T20 has done for the development of the game in Nepal. Look at our coverage of Nepal. There is so much to read on there, and try and read, because this is a case study. This is a case study how to take a sport beyond its conventional domains, if I can say it like that. Fantastic stuff.
Exactly, and as you mentioned about the Nepal T20 cricket, I was reading that article from Shubhan, and the owner of Pokhara team from the T20 league, he has said that the development, the mental development, that the belief that they can win. The last 12 games, Nepal has lost only one, and that confidence they have got from the T20 league that has started in January, and the players from big players from Afghanistan, Noor Ahmed, currently playing in IPL, Sikandar Raza, and some players from England. They participated in the tournament, and that has given confidence to the local players that they can also uh, perform at their level. So, your thoughts on Bharat? That how
Before
how
before you go to Bharat, let me
yeah.
quickly make one point, and then Bharat can elaborate because he knows
Mm,
more and he follows the story more. I was actually involved in the planning of the Nepal T20 with my friend Jatin Aluwalia. Jatin actually is the main man, because I
mm,
know for a fact that Jatin was trying to do this for a long time. Couple of times he had to push back, but he was working, and at the conceptualization stage, I was involved. So I know what Jatin was dealing with. And I know, I mean, when they started the tournament on the 24th of September, just before the World T20, there was skepticism. Will there be interest?
mm,
What will happen? So, this is a fantastic story as to how, if there is perseverance, if you sort of hold on, if you keep at it, what can be done with a cricket story. So credit to Jatin, to everybody in Nepal cricket, and now we are seeing the results. The final point I want to make before you go to Bharat, you cannot expect results overnight. Give it a bit of time, because that's when you will see a Monty Desai take a team to a different level. You will see other team owners come into the
mm.
fray, but that's what it is. The market. Yesterday, I was talking to people at ICC, and they're saying, "What a great story it is." Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it is, and that's what our job as media. How many publications today has done the Nepal story? Tell me. It is all good to do IPL. It is the easiest thing in the world. Sitting down at home, watching a match and writing it chapter over. That is the real problem of sports journalism in India. You do not want to follow stories. Follow Neeraj Chopra. Follow Nepal. Follow the global stories. Follow Satvik and Chirag. Sitting down and writing an IPL copy, that is the problem of Indian sports journalism. And that's why do you think Bharat's piece stood out? Why? Why was Bharat's piece sort of one of the most read yesterday? Why? Because it was different, because it was in depth, because he went out of his comfort zone beyond the contours of Indian cricket. Well done.
Over to you, Bharat.
Yeah, see, Nepal, as first said, the belief is kind of different now. T20 cricket definitely has played a part, and also you have to give the credit to players. It's not just about the Sandeep Lamichanes and the Rohit Paudals of the world. You just look at someone like Dipendra Airi, you look at Lalit Rajbansi. These guys have stepped up at every moment.
Mm,
It could be something like the opposition would have Nepal would have scored 250 like they did against UAE in the CWC League 2, and then these guys went and bowled out UAE for just 71. So
mm.
it's not just about the main players. Every player has stepped up, as Monty Desai himself said. There's no batter, no bowler. In the sense, everyone can bat, everyone can bowl in this side. So you let it be Karan KC or someone like Kami right down the lower down the order, and everyone can bat, everyone can bowl. So it's a very collective approach, and the belief they have now is something else, because this team last year I was following them. They didn't any belief. They were losing games from winning positions. It's just changed. Yeah, T20 league that has played a part, and obviously you have to give a lot of credit to the coach Monty Desai as well here, because since he's taken over from Manoj Prabhakar, this side looks completely different. It's not the side that I've followed for 20 years or 22 years or 23 years. It's completely different side. Looks like a side that, who knows, they might qualify for the World Cup itself. The way they're playing, you never know. They might go all the way and qualify for the World Cup.
If I was a talent scout in the WPL, I'll get a Nepal player in. I'll get a Nepal player in. The moment you do that, that team's visibility will go up 200 times. Because the moment you get Nepal women in, and there will be a time very soon when you will have quality players coming out of that region, think the WPL's catchment area. You automatically have a huge traction and consumer base. From the market standpoint, Nepal is cricket's most important feather at this point.
Boyada, on that note only was my next question. The fan support that we got, it surely have attracted some corporates for investment in the near future. What do you think?
200%. I mean, look at every team, and who are the teams? They are the senior corporates in Nepal who owns the T20. There is investment from obviously the central association, and I'm pretty sure that if there is interest in South Africa, if there is interest in UAE, there is going to be interest in Nepal. I mean, I know for a fact that a couple of my friends who have interest in teams in the Middle East, they were actually talking to Jatin last year about buying teams, and they also have that option going forward of increasing the number from 6 to more. So yes, 200% that is the case, and the value of a team at this point in time is less. So that's another added incentive. Look, what is the way forward? All these franchises will have people everywhere. South Africa, A, B, C. I'm told Lucknow is already talking to Naveen ul Haq to play across its franchises, South Africa, India, ABC. So that is the way forward. At some point it will happen, but Nepal, as Bharat was talking about, is the story to follow at this point.
Exactly. And another one coming up, Nepal has given their all to qualify for the Asia Cup, yes. But how big of a setback will it be if the Asia Cup doesn't take place at all with this India and Pakistan saga going on? Bharat first, and then I'll come to Boria.
Yeah, you never know this thing. As you know, India, Pakistan, BCCI and PCB, the current relationship is perhaps at its lowest. Then look at some even some other teams. There have been rivalries going on. But yeah, it finally depends on the BCCI and PCB, and obviously the Indian government also comes into consideration somewhere. These are things we just have to wait and watch, and hopefully it will go through, because Asia Cup is an important tournament. Even not just for the big teams, even for the lesser teams, it is a big tournament. So hopefully it will go through.
Where more responsibility for ACC and ACC to organize the tournament peacefully? What do you think?
I have not heard anything except plans that the Asia Cup will not happen. I have not heard anything. And there is nothing to believe that the Asia Cup will not happen. The ACC needed to convene a meeting if there was something like that. That meeting, nothing has been heard about that meeting. All that we've seen is some stories coming out of Pakistan, which basically say that the Asia Cup might have an issue. We've heard nothing concrete. So it's only on the basis of rumors. Bharat, spot on. Beyond India and Pakistan, the ACC has a responsibility towards other nations. So, hello, the Asia Cup is at this point in time very much on. So, one would want to see a Nepal, one would want to see these teams compete, and that's how cricket's growth will happen. It is not about India and Pakistan and Australia and England playing. I mean, that doesn't define world cricket. And you're wanting to be an Olympic sport, you cannot be a 5-country playing sport. So, I'm confident that there will be some solution on the table. All this is basically, this is posturing. Pakistan doesn't have the support of Bangladesh, doesn't have the support of Sri Lanka. Is this posturing going on? There has to be a solution that will have to come through. So hopefully, yes.
Yeah, and with Nepal coming up, Thailand women's cricket has done fantastically well. So these small associate nations coming up, it really gives me hope for the cricket as a whole, because I always want to see a 20 team 50 over World Cup at some point of time, and I really want to see that. And I hope that happens in down the line. But another one, where the Diamond League, Neeraj Chopra. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
just 1 second. You should follow associate cricket. Just see the kind of
yeah.
competition that is there. It's not just about Nepal or Thailand. You talked about. Just look at Scotland or
Hmm.
Namibia. Any side, competition is fierce.
Hmm.
It could be one-run losses, two-run losses. Some crazy matches out there. So, but to follow associate cricket, the competition is
Yeah,
very tough, very fierce.
You know,
but
I'm telling you to follow three stories. Follow Kuwait, follow Vanuatu, follow the associate nations. I know
hmm,
these administrators personally. I keep talking to them. Look at what Pankaj Khimji has done for that region. Look at what the Vanuatu cricket stories. I mean, come on, how many people even follow Vanuatu? So these are amazing cricket stories to follow. Rather, these are amazing stories to follow. Forget
yeah,
cricket, because for me, sport is basically a representation of society. That is what sport is. Just for the sake of winning and losing, rubbish. One team will win, one team will lose. So what? Unless it impacts society and larger people, and that's what these stories are doing.
exactly. And brother, do you remember one day in our office, I was watching third division football, and you were asking me, "What are you watching?" So yes, these small stories are interesting, because watching in India, England, Pakistan play, it gives us the pleasure. But yes, it is, we want new teams to come up and fight at the same level, because yes, our competition between Scotland, Ireland, Netherlands, these are equal, but I want these teams to compete at India and England's level, and that's something we want to see in the near future. But Boryada, before we end, Neeraj Chopra again, looking, he has won it all. He wants that 90 meters to be crossed this year, and as he has mentioned in our Revsportz conclave also, वही एक बाकी है and शायद इस बार हो जाएगा. So thoughts
Hey,
on
he didn't
Neeraj
say
Chopra?
that. He said, no, no, he didn't say that. He said, खत्म कर दूंगा. If you
खत्म कर
remember, Rohan, those were his words. He said, वो 90 meter वाला debate इस साल खत्म कर दूंगा.
खत्म
I
कर
mean,
दूंगा.
that was the kind of confidence the man was oozing at the conclave. Before even I had finished my question, he was on me. He said, वो 90 meter वाला debate मैं खत्म कर दूंगा. So that is the kind, and look at the traction his tweet got. The moment
Hmm.
he posted that I am on my way to Doha, and there was a bit of an explosion on social media. Look at what Diamond League is doing. When have you heard an Indian athlete promoting a Diamond League competition with a video saying, "Come and watch us in Doha"? Neeraj Chopra is the poster boy of Diamond League, not simply an Indian athlete. And as Bharat was writing, fantastic field. What a field that is. One has to see. It's a tough field. Yes, some people are coming back from injury and some, but it's a great start to the season in terms of the list of athletes there. And obviously, we will have Rajaraman and Deepthi in Doha covering that tournament.
Exactly, and the names are big. Diamond League, Yakub Badle, Anderson Peters, and Weber. They all will be participating, and it will be a fantastic competition to watch. Bharat, your thoughts on
Bharat,
Neeraj Chopra?
what yeah, exactly? I wanted to ask the same.
Your thoughts on
Yes,
Neeraj?
Neeraj Chopra, one thing I would add about Neeraj Chopra is it isn't just about 90 meters. See, his greatest strength, I think, is his consistency. You look at someone like Vetter, suddenly went up to 97 meters, and it went to 75 meters, and he didn't get any medals at all in that in medal at all in the Olympics. That's his greatest strength. Neeraj Chopra is all very consistent right through diamond leagues. Like let it be even Olympics or World Championship, wherever he goes, he's very consistent. And also the field looks strong. Anderson Peters will be a huge challenge, I think. He's been consistently throwing 90, 92, 93 meters, so I think he'll be a huge challenge. Wadlich has been around since 2012, very long time, consistent performer. This is for a 2 3 year period, somewhere in 2018, 19, and all. It seemed like he was on a downhill path, but last year he had a throw of 90.88 meters. So He's going to be tough. I think the dark horse is that I guess is that US guy Curtis Thompson, 87, 88
Yes, he's
meters last
there.
year he did.
He's there. Yeah.
I think he's a dark horse. Obviously, Neeraj Chopra. Obviously, you expect him to be as well a front runner. So these are some of the competitors there. Julius Ego is another one. He's been really struggling. I'm just looking forward to how he goes because the last 5 6 years he's been really struggling, not able to cross 85 meters much. So he's another one to watch out for. Former Olympic gold medalist.
Exactly, and I think only two. Uh, One is the World Championship gold, and one is the 90 meters that he is left to win. Buryada?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go and ask Neeraj Chopra saying these are the two things, he'll say, "Why, sir? क्यों ऐसे बोल रहे हो?" And I asked him this. I said, Abhinav keeps saying that after the Olympic gold it was difficult. He said, नहीं, मेरे लिए सर ऐसे नहीं है क्योंकि देखो जब कार्ल लुइस के बात करते हो, माइकल फेल्प्स के बात करते हो, आप लोग क्या बोलते रहते हो कि मल्टीपल गोल्ड मेडल्स जीता तभी ना लेजेंड बना है. मैं एक गोल्ड मेडल से क्यों शांति मेरा हो जाए? मुझे भी मल्टीपल गोल्ड चाहिए. Unbelievable attitude, unbelievable. And it is not just attitude, it is not cockiness, it is confidence and humility combined. That is what defines this man. Practice, focus, all of this taken together. And I'll also give credit to his support team. Give credit to Adil Sumariwala. Give credit to the Athletics Federation of India. Give credit to the support cast, Klaus Bartonitz. Give credit to organizations like JSW. It is a collective effort. The government of India, the Athletics Federation, money that comes in from there, all of that has gone into creating the Neeraj Chopra legend that we are seeing now unfold.
Exactly, and Neeraj Chopra is one athlete. Another one I would say Avinash Sable. So these few athletes that given us pride in the track and field even in the recent times. I really look forward to seeing these athletes and fantastic one. And before we end, Swapnil, you are telling we have a question from our viewers. So can we please have that? What Gambhir is so angry about is that all we Indians haven't celebrated his achievements at all and given godlike status to other certain individuals. He wasn't placed at all when a biopic was made on MST.
Let's settle this. Let's put this in context. It is not about Gambhir being angry. It is about
sir on the same.
yeah. It is not about Gambhir being angry. It is about both Virat and Gambhir showing disrespect to the game. This whole thing about Gautam is angry, Virat is not, Virat is angry, both are at fault. And we must say this openly. Both made a bad mistake. And whether it is showing the shoe, whether it is doing what, none of us know exactly what transpired. Anybody who claims that we know exactly what was said in the middle is talking nonsense. But what we have seen is utter disrespect to the game from both legends, and that is what we condemn unequivocally. Here, and I am seeing this on social media, what a great this thing, Virat ne chup kara diya. What nonsense. Virat is equally culpable and is a repeat offender. So is Gautam. Because if you see their track record, not the first time. And both are emulated and followed by millions. So for both of them, like Mr. Gavaskar has said, you have to sort of get them not to repeat this. The BCCI needs to step in, have a word with them, because the sport is the loser. And both should realize no one, not Gautam, not anybody, not Virat is bigger than the game of cricket. And questions like this, I understand where it's coming from. Having said that, Gautam's 97 was the cornerstone of India winning the 2011 World Cup. So I do, and knowing Gautam very well, I don't think it is about jealousy. He's not like that. Gautam is volatile. That's the problem. He's temperamental. That's the problem. But to say he's jealous and he will do it, no, he doesn't give a damn. He has enough and more riches in his life and money and fame and parliament and whatever, and will probably be a minister in the future. So he has enough going for him.
Exactly. And coming to this issue, yesterday we had a chat on this. I had one thought on this that these big performers doing these antics on the ground affects the young players who are starting the career, playing at the academy level. Because when they play a academy to academy play match and something of this sort happens, he will remember Virat Kohli did that, so I can also do that. So because they
Exactly the
idealize
problem. Exactly the problem. So Bharat, imagine Bharat all of a sudden becoming as aggressive as Virat Kohli. Come on, yeah, can't happen.
exactly. And thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Boyaka, for joining. It was lovely talking to you, and we have lots in store also for the day. So, for our viewers, do follow our social media handles and website for all the written articles, and we'll be back again tomorrow with the morning team of show. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Thank you.